Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. I'm Tara Lenizak. It is 6:30 on your Friday. Hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your Friday, or we can make it a little bit better. I know there's good weather on the way for the weekend, but a little bit of rain for your Friday. Let's get a check of that forecast with meteorologist Skylar Spindler. Hey, Skylar.
Yeah, we do. We have a little bit of that rain that'll be moving in. And so we've seen a little bit this morning on the radar. Now it's really started to move off. We've cleared up a bit. But here's what we can expect as we head through the day today. So we'll have some of these scattered spot showers, these little rogue showers that'll pop up here and there. We'll have mostly the thunderstorms that'll be coming in after 5 o'clock. So right at that time you're heading home, you're doing the commute, maybe you're coming from Boston back to Providence on 95. So just be aware of that as you start to head home today. Saturday and Sunday, though, looking pretty nice. So we do have a nice weekend in store. Providence sitting at 67 degrees with the winds out of the south at 6 miles an hour. And temperatures around the area, mostly in those mid-60s here, 70 degrees in Westerly. Dew points on the rise, so we'll see the humidity levels rise, that moisture surging into the area, and that's going to help provide the lift to bring these storms in as we head into the afternoon time. So just expect as you head through the day, again, a couple of these rogue spot showers popping up. Don't be surprised if you see one or two here and there. Really, like I said, the biggest concern coming in after, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. Then those will be moving through the area. And so we're seeing that front as it starts to move through a little bit of a boundary issue and some of those winds that'll be merging together that might help it fall apart at sunset. I'm going to have more details on this forecast coming up in just a moment.
All right, Skylar, thank you. We will check in with you in just a bit. At 6:32, we start with developing news now. A shooting in Providence last night left 3 people hurt and 2 of them seriously. Police responded to the area of June Street just after 8 last night after getting reports of shots fired in that area. Witnesses on scene told us they saw multiple people with gunshot wounds, and police confirmed 3 men were shot, and they're believed to live in the neighborhood.
We think it might have been somebody who got out of a car and started shooting. It could be back and forth shooting. We don't know yet. That's how early it is. Right? But whatever it is, we know it's done right now. We have to take care of the scene. They're at the hospital getting the best care they can, and that's all I can give you right now.
So far, police have not named any suspects as detectives investigate the case. The third person shot is expected to be okay, but we'll have updates throughout the day on ABC6.com. A tractor trailer crashed into a home in Bellingham yesterday, leaving the driver of the truck critically hurt. ABC6 News reporter Daniel Coates heard from neighbors about the dramatic accident.
I heard like a freight train come through the front yard. And I'm like, what was that, a truck?
Around 9:30 this morning, Eric was talking with his wife on the front deck of their Bellingham home on Hartford Avenue when they saw a tractor trailer going right towards their property.
And the next thing I know, I stood up and he was coming through the front yard, went across the street and hit the house across the street. So there was a truck behind it, and the truck behind it pulled over, ran across the street, went to go check on the guy. I called 911 and the fire department showed up like 2 minutes later.
Fire crews found the truck lodged into the back deck of the home next to Eric and his family. Thankfully, no one living inside. The driver bloodied and inside the vehicle.
We found the tractor trailer had gone through the back side of the house at 107 Hartford Ave, which is right behind us. The driver was still in the truck at that time. The driver has been removed in critical condition. He's been transported to UMass Hospital at this point.
Police and fire crews also said a dog was inside the tractor trailer, but was not seriously injured. Hartford Avenue blocked off for about a half mile either way.
And we're hoping within a couple hours we can at least get Hartford Ave reopened and just keep the residential side streets closed.
Police are unsure how the driver veered off the road, but Eric stresses the tractor trailer was going the speed limit. His front yard and driveway taped off, and families stuck at home.
The fire department was here. They taped off the driveway, so we were just all called out for the day.
Did your boss understand?
Oh, yeah. I said, you're not going to believe this. This just happened. I sent them the picture. He was like, all right, so we're going to reschedule the meeting? I'm like, yeah, all right, that's a good idea.
And now taking a look at some local political news at 6:35. A debate for candidates running for Rhode Island's open congressional seat. Well, it's set for tonight. 35 candidates threw their hat into the ring to take over David Cicilline's seat in Washington, but only 15 ended up qualifying for the ballot. Tonight's debate at the Providence Public Library, it starts at 5:30. It will be hosted by the Black Lives Matter Rhode Island Political Action Committee and the Rhode Island Black Business Association. It is free and open to the public. And several Rhode Island communities receiving federal money to upgrade their fire departments. Senators Reed and Whitehouse, along with Congressman Magaziner, announced the communities that will be splitting the $1.4 million in funding. And the communities are listing as follows: Cranston, Lincoln, Newport, Pawtucket, Portsmouth, and Smithfield, as well as the State Fire Academy. They will receive the money. The funds will go towards safety gear, training, code enforcement, and smoke detector programs. And trending now at 6:36, Americans have jackpot fever again this morning as they prepare for tonight's Mega Millions drawing. Now, after no big winner Tuesday night, today's Mega Millions jackpot has climbed to an estimated $1.25 billion. Wow. The odds of actually winning the jackpot are about 1 in 302 million, but you know, you'd be walking away with the 6th largest prize in U.S. lottery history. So even if you decide to take the lump sum, which, you know, most winners do, you'd still be walking away with $625 million before taxes.
And now, your ABC 6 Storm Tracker meteorologist, Skylar Spindler.
We're looking outside Providence right now, and we've cleared up a bit, but we're going to probably see some of these showers, rogue showers, popping into the area as we head through the day today. Newport sitting at 68 degrees. Winds are out of the south right now at 8 miles an hour, and those temperatures around the area, most of us sitting in those mid and upper 60s. We got 70 degrees in Westerly right now, a little bit warmer start than we saw yesterday morning. So here's what we can expect heading through the day. So we'll see some of these spot showers here and there as we head through the day, though after about 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we have those thunderstorms that'll start to move through. Right now, really looking like the heaviest part is going to be from Boston, tracking down 95 as you're heading towards Providence. So be aware of that as you start to head home if you're commuting up that direction today. We do have a south wind, and so as we have that move in, I think that's going to be conflicting with this front that starts to move through. And as this system starts to dwindle down tonight, I think it's going to become more scattered because we'll have this wind coming in, you know, from the coastal area, and that'll kind of do some, it'll kind of work against each other. So I think we're going to start to see it die down after 8 o'clock, though. Don't discredit that. Just know that there could be some spotty, scattered thunderstorms as well. That's going to be moving in through the overnight. So be aware of those if you're going to be outdoors at any of the events that's going on tonight. So lightning and heavy pockets of rain that could be coming along with this. Just be aware of that as you head into the overnight hours. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up in just a moment.
All right, Skylar, thank you. Today marks the start of the annual Charlestown Seafood Festival. The festival is now in its 38th year. It started years ago when two men decided to host a one-day, 7-vendor event. Now, over the years, it's grown over 20 times larger with live music, fireworks, and so much more, highlighting all that the Ocean State has to offer. While it's a lot of fun, the event, it serves a much larger purpose.
The festival, it has a huge impact on South County and the state of Rhode Island. The festival patrons come here and they stay in the campgrounds, they stay in all the lodging, they go to the mini super, they use the ATMs, they use our beautiful beaches.
Today's festivities might get a little wet, as Skylar's been mentioning, but organizers don't think it will dampen the spirits of festival goers. The festival runs from today until Sunday, and we'll be live at the festival during our evening broadcast tonight starting at 4. Check it out. And Rhode Island is aptly named the Ocean State, and with that comes an array of seafood. We caught up with a young business owner who's made it his mission to get the best oysters from our backyard to your dinner plate daily in just a matter of hours.
So this is, we call it an oyster cage.
Okay.
And then these are the bags we use, and they house the oysters. So there's like just over 300 to 325 oysters in this bag here.
The small but mighty team at 401 Oyster Co. started these beauties out this time last year when they were just this size.
Yep, so these are this year's babies.
Pinky nail size, just about 3/8 of an inch.
You know, over the course of the oyster's life on the farm, you might handle each one 10 times at different stages. So I think a lot of people are surprised when they see the process and realize how labor intensive it is to get them to a 2-year-old oyster that's on your plate at the raw bar.
On this picture-perfect Rhode Island summer day,
Getting crushed. There you go.
I got in the water to check out 401 Oyster Co.'s 9-acre farm in Charlestown on the north side of East Beach. 401 Oyster Co. owner Brian Pinsky quickly reminded us that days like this on the water were the exception for his team.
You came out on one of the best days. It's not so glamorous in the wintertime.
5 days a week, year-round, Brian and his small team of guys pick, sort, and place the oysters according to size. Every year, putting some 1 million of these small shellfish back into the water.
I mean, everything we're putting out is top quality. 90% of what we're selling is harvested into a restaurant the same day and being sold to people that night.
These mollusks help filter out water and in doing so grow. What they eat determines how quickly they grow, their shell size, and most importantly, their flavor.
The taste kind of fluctuates based on where they're grown and how they're grown. Like, they're pumping the water that's in the pond or in wherever you're growing them, and whatever minerals and whatever food is present, that's being incorporated into the flavor when you eat them. Because you shuck it and there's still a little bit of liquid in there, and that's the water that they were growing in.
And it's 6:42. More still to come on Good Morning Providence. Stay with us.